switching risky? Well, I guess there's no definite answer to that question. Of course it is. Is it relevant for everyone? I guess not. That really depends on many things. And next 20 minutes, I will spend giving you some details of my career path and also some ideas why you may or may not pursue a career like mine. So I can only speak for myself. I work for more than 30 years, but I would say that 27 years are actually my professional career. So all that I'm sharing is actually based on a quite long period of experience, right? So we can definitely draw some conclusions. Before I give some numbers, names, and titles, I'll say a very important, or I'll send a very important message to young people and young girls who are about or at the beginning of building their careers. It is very important to find a strong leader and follow a strong leader in early ages of your career, to work alongside with a person who is experienced, who is eager to nurture his team or her team, to be able to absorb as much as possible. That is, in my opinion, very important at the early years of your career. Actually, I was lucky enough. Well, you hear that very often. I was lucky enough. Yes, I'm in the same group of people, being privileged to say I'm lucky enough. So I was lucky enough to start building my career with absolutely inspiring and strong group of professionals. These were mostly Americans who came to Ukraine to help Ukrainian banks transform to international accounting standards. These were all experienced people with actually at the end of their careers. So they were very open and very generous in sharing their experience and nurturing their reports. That's how I got my first mentors. That's how I actually started to learn management, not only in books, but actually by following somebody by example. So I guess that's one important thing that I wanted to start with. So now I'll switch to numbers. I came to marketing when I was 25. That's not my first profession. I picked it, after some time. I decided that it's going to be my next profession, and I was right. I adore this profession. I think I was born for this profession. So I became CEO and founder when I was 28. And at 20 and 32, I actually became already a tutor for the diploma program at the Chartered Institute of Marketing. And the program was Marketing Research and Information. The company that I co-founded was a consumer research company. And by that time, 4 years later, when I started to teach, I already had, my team has already accomplished 100 plus researches. So I had huge experience on consumer research for qualitative and quantitative studies that I was willing to share with students. I think all these teaching engagements, I'll come to that a little bit later again, that engaging into teaching and speaking opportunities is very important, because it pushes your boundaries, that you learn something new. Even if you learn this about yourself, when you think, when you prepare to lectures, when you prepare when you prepare your speech, you learn something new. You learn something new about yourself. So I would encourage you to also never miss an opportunity for teaching and speaking engagements. So I was happy, and for many years I was a tutor for the British Chartered Institute of Marketing, and I think I learned as much as my student did during those years. Not only because I was preparing for the lectures, I actually learned from their experience. They were sharing with me the specific cases in their companies, specific cases in their industries, and that helped me learn more and develop as well. So I became more professional through learning from my students. So I guess this is also an important part of becoming a teacher, that you learn when you prepare for your lectures, and you learn from your students, you learn from helping them, and then you can also apply this in your work, to developing your reports, to developing your team. My corporate career started at 35, when I became marketing research and strategy director for the legendary Ukrainian vodka brand. But at 38, I switched to banking. I joined one of the biggest retail banks at that time in Ukraine. You would say, why? Because I got so interested. They had very challenging and interesting tasks. They had all possible channels of communication. We were even sending direct mail to our clients. So I actually got lured by an opportunity to lead big projects, to lead work with actually huge marketing budgets, and make a change. I'm always interested to make a change, to make an impact, to see the results of my actions. Later on, when I'll get back to that as well, when I talk about the factors the specific factors of the Ukrainian economy that actually lead to not only myself but other people to switch industries. So at 41, I returned to the same vodka company, but already in a different role, in a role of global CMO, Global Chief Marketing Officer, to develop more than 22 markets. Well, it was quite interesting, and I would say a bit nostalgic for me to go back to that company. But quite soon I understood that I don't find promoting a heavy liquor brand fun anymore. I was feeling that I really wanted to switch to something else. I also kind of started losing interest to traditional industries and started looking at new economies like fintech, like new ways of entertainment. And when I worked in Nemirov, which is this vodka brand company. We did a lot of sponsorships, and during that time we had a very interesting project on sponsoring esports tournament, which was very unusual, especially unusual for vodka. And I would probably not do it again, because even esports is growing, and you can see all the people playing. I still believe it's very young, and I do believe that the heavy liquor brand has nothing to do there. But at that time, it was fun, and we developed a whole set of very light cocktails for the audience. We gave them, character names. We developed special designs, etc. We definitely controlled who consumed them. But I also, because I'm such a number person, and I'm with extensive research background, I definitely plunged into multiple researches, and I saw the unusual growth dynamics of that industry, and I decided to join it. So I joined esports when I was 43, and I was the oldest person in the 150 people team. And don't you think I was intimidated? Yeah, I was, definitely. But at the same time, it was so interesting. I mean, it was a whole new world that I discovered. So I spent 3 years in esports, and it was so much fun. I actually built a large international network from scratch. I started teaching marketing for MBA esports students in Barcelona. So I really enjoyed those years in esports, and still watch tournaments and still watch championships. And last year, I decided to join growing software development industry, and became a chief marketing and experience officer for Innovecs, a rapidly growing software development company that has offices in the US, Europe, and Australia, and we have 100 plus clients globally. So I actually switched from B2C to B2B, and even B2E, which is almost like B2C but trickier. Am I enjoying it? Yes. Is it stressful at times? Of course it is. So some of the advice that I would give you, if you decide to follow a career like I do, first of all, look at your personal traits. I hate to be bored, so I need to be inspired. I need to love my work. I need to be interested in what I do. So I guess that is an important factor why I'm actually switching between industries and companies. So I think that some of the roots are also in my upbringing, because I was raised as a very independent and responsible person. Well, these were the obstacles of my childhood. At the same time, I learned how to take care of my younger sister, which helped me to learn how to take care of my teams, because I grew as a team leader, and I have servantship leadership style that helps me to lead my teams in good and bad times. Another factor is female nature, I think, which is very agile. So I have a combination of strong character, which is, sometimes people say it's masculine, but I would just say it's strong. And at the same time, I'm very agile, as most of women are. Again, it's in female nature. So that helps me to adapt quickly to new circumstances I am in. Also, a very important factor, be selfish, understand your needs, including your professional needs. don't you think I felt guilty when I left my 2-month-old son at home and went back to work? Yes, I did, but I had a very important project that I needed to do, that I needed to participate. I was the lead person in that project. So yes, I did. I feel guilty, but at the same time, I felt that it was important for me. So, my son is now 11. We have great time with him. I often take him to work. I explain him what I do. He knows about every company that I work with. He knows a lot of colleagues in my companies. He knows people in my teams. So he's very engaged in the professional aspect of my life. Well, also know your natural aptitudes. It is very important because when you become a leader, you have a privilege to build a team, so you can compensate your weak side and exploit your strong sides when you construct a team. So to become successful as a leader, you should actually be capable of building a strong team, which I guess I'm kind of capable of. What else? Well, and the last thing I want to emphasize, I am often intimidated. Don't think that people who take risk and make these great turns in their lives are not intimidated. Yes, we are. I'm not fearless at all. It's just that I'm so curious that it helps me to move on. It helps me to overcome my fears and doubts and continue on. Every time that I make a new move, I lean on my family and my husband, and it helps me. Do I like challenges? Well, not really. I like accomplishments.